Testing. Okay, getting sound. Okay. All right, so everything looks to be running smoothly for now. Hopefully it holds up. Um, on my scans potential, see up here. Good morning, Donnell. I see up here on my potentials, tops, RMed. Man, RMed blew up in aftermarket. It was crazy. I knew it could get volatile, but I did not think it was gonna do that. But yeah, that was aftermarket movement. So we'll see what the new intraday market movements are. That catalyst exploded, even though, and I was like, man, this catalyst seems like if somebody didn't know what that news was talking about, it would be something that they will buy. I was like, man, it seems like it could just spice up, but it did during aftermarket. Um, we also have tops, KTRA still very low volume, has had low volume all this week. I wouldn't suggest going at that one. I definitely stick to some of these more obvious ones on the scans. We have AVXL that's up 40%. It's $12 and about 50 cents right now. Tops and RMed, those are the ones that stick out on the top volume movers. So I'm pretty sure those will be where the plays are going to be today. But we'll see. The top volume mover right now is AGCB. Let's see what kind of news it has. That chart looks nasty. I don't like that chart anyway. All right, AVXL on the hour. We see it shot up here, formed a little top at the 1450s, fell all the way down to the 1244s. And I'll do the same analysis on Street Smart Edge. I'm starting over here on TOS right now. On the daily chart, it closed yesterday at 887 and opened up at the 14s up here. So that's crazy. Another one that's up here, tops. Let's look at this. It's hour chart. So tops absolutely exploded, broke this 225 level, jumped all the way up here. What looks on these charts looks like 378 on the hour, but I guess maybe I'm not zoomed out. There it is. Okay, there we go. So yeah, 582 was a little bit of a top there. As of now, just floating around at 531. The last 2 days during the day, both times during the close of the day, had huge drops. So be careful on this one, especially with it being a Friday. It has done these drops before. I did trade it yesterday for a nice trade let me show y'all. Nice trade in here. I saw this thing come down to the 455s. And I was like, this is a nice little move. And I saw it hold this level of 475 twice there on the hour chart. And I was like, okay, I think I want this. So I jumped in there with a little bit of size, and it did get that move up. I did not hold through the whole move. I just took 14 cents, but 14 cents on 1,000 shares is 140 bucks. So I just pocketed the change and kind of dodged all of this right here because I was like, this thing yesterday did this exact same thing. It came up here, held a level twice, took a move up before going down. So I was like, I think it could do it again. So that was the reasoning behind that play. But again, be careful on the big dives on tops. Let's see, what else was it? RMed. RMed was up here as well. So we've seen RMed when it was down here. I thought this was going to be a head and shoulders right here. It came up here in the aftermarket, and I saw it come up and form what looked like a head to me, and then come back up and struggle in this area. So I was like, man, that looks like a head and shoulder pattern. I don't know if I want to mess with that. But then as soon as aftermarket came, it just got some type of explosion. It wasn't any news that I saw. It was just, I guess, pressure in the aftermarket or manipulation. I don't know which one it was. But yeah, those are going to be the three that I'm watching on the day. AVXL, I'm really probably not gonna be watching that one. It's a little bit higher float. Let me go check that float. Let's actually switch over here to Street Smart, because AVXL may be a chopper. Let me see what that float's looking like here. AVXL statistics float is 75. Yeah, that's a little bit higher float for me. 75.61 million in the float. May be a little choppy. Not saying it won't go up, but I do know that it has come down quite a bit. It's come down like it's a low float. Well, it went up and came down like it was a low float. But I don't think it can continue those big ranges of $2 per share. And then the other ones we've already, well, if you haven't looked at these yet, RMed has a float of 2.15, and Tops, which is popping because it's a shipping company, and every single year around December time, Christmas time, it gets that pop. But every single year it also drops. And so I had said in the Discord, hey, if this thing gets up, it's gonna drop. It's gonna drop, man. Anyway, Tops float 2.36 million. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're gonna be watching today. The SPY actually came down quite a bit. It was up there around that 408 level, dropped all the way back down to the 400s. And we've seen this pattern before on the SPY. When it gets going down, people get very nervous. When it gets going up, people get going very nervous. But when it makes big moves like this, I would say definitely be observative for the higher market caps. If anything's getting shorted today, it may steal the attention away from things that we like to trade. I've noticed that when the SPY is in consolidation, those are the best low float days for me, when it's in consolidation, because the larger caps are kind of in consolidation too. So people want to see breakouts, people want to see breakdowns, and definitely that's more of a time where I seem to do better when it's in consolidation. Yesterday, on the hour chart here, it was flat, and yesterday I made pretty good money, 150 bucks. So, and on these days when it's ripping like this, most of the attention is on those larger caps. So, just an observation. Tops all the way back up there to the top, 566. Wow. Has some resistance up here around right under the $6. We'll see what it wants to do on the open. I'm thinking it's going to want to sell off on a Friday. People have made good money on it. I got my chunk. All right. It is 8:10 right now. Let's see. Perfect, perfect. All right. But yeah, that's pretty much all I see. I just look for the obvious, man. If I can find the obvious, that's all I want to see, you know. Let it drop. Let them ball. Looking at tops though, it doesn't have heavy volume though. That's one thing I am noticing. From the past 2 days, the top volume on a single hour was 7 million, and then yesterday it reached 7 million again here on this first green candle. So now today these two moves together, this one was 536,000, and then this move right here is only a million. So I would say that the volume here is draining on tops. Very, very low volume in consideration of the past 2 days. So I definitely be careful on that as well. RMed kind of going flat here. Had this big rip up. I'm pretty sure people want to take profit. There are probably a lot of limit orders that have not gone through yet because they were put on for the good till canceled mode, which only goes through at the intraday time periods. So once the day starts, I'm sure those orders will get hit and it'll come back down. So yeah, we will definitely be in observation. I'm already green on the week, green on the month. So just being picky like I always have, you know. But last month was a pretty good month though. 11 trades, 2 red trades. Pretty nice. Did use a sizable portion of my little cash account yesterday. This thing tops is going towards $6 on low vol. Yeah, I'm thinking tops is going to be a dropper early instead of late today. People are looking at this thing. They're like, oh man, it dropped in the afternoon. This one may be one that drops early. If I was a short, I would be on tops, man. I would definitely be on tops. Friday going up like this. Oh man. Oh man. This is a perfect way to make money on a Friday. 6/16s. Yeah. Yep. Mm-mm. Almost 5 million shares traded, and for the most part, when I'm looking at these stocks, I need 5 million shares traded minimum, because if they're gonna go to 100,000 during intraday or something, 5 million shouldn't be that hard. And this one is making it to 5 million. We'll see what kind of action happens at 5 million and then 10 million, because with the way it's trading, if it does break 5 million, I'm thinking the next 5 million will be to the downside. Because think about it. If people went to sleep, they set limit orders for, let's say, a bunch of sales at, I don't know, $6. There's like a million people sitting up here at $6. As soon as it opens, those orders, if let's say if it's a couple million or even like 22 million, those orders have to get filled. So people come in and buy, but those orders have to be filled. And so they're buying, and those orders are getting filled, and then the algorithm kicks in, and it's like, okay, we need to go back to the median range. We need to get back to where people actually want to buy again, and that's where you see those dumps. Buyers get out, and it re-enters a buy level. Right now it is in a sell level, and we will see that on the open. That's why I usually dodge the first hour, because the first hour is just orders Orders sitting out on the books that need to be filled. And I have been saving a lot of money doing that. Just letting that go on by the wayside. Especially on low volume like this. Got about 15 minutes to the bell, and we're going to watch tops drop. You know, when I do start shorting, I think I'm going to be pretty good at shorting. It's just too obvious. Too obvious. Start just wringing the market dry. But for now, I will stick to the long side. Play the bounces, play the dips. And I kind of, tops could be a strong stop push to 7. Yeah, it could be. I highly doubt. I mean, I will put a 95% chance that it's going to go back under $5 within the first hour. But that's, you know, that's just my pessimism, I guess. We will see. Now, it may go up to 7, but it ain't going to stay there. It may give you a touch to 650. But this is playing with fire on this one. If we look on the 15-minute, looks like it went up there. The top of this was high of 634, then another at 633. We haven't seen any double top or anything on this one yet. I'm expecting this thing to crash back through 545. We'll see, though, how strong it wants to be. But yeah, for me, the it would have to be something that I see consolidate above $5 on the hour chart, not on the lower time frames. I need to see it consolidate on the hour. Fire! But if it does go to 7, it's definitely gonna surprise me. Cause you know, it's got to get through 625, it's got to get through 650. That's a lot of resistance on a sentimental stock. But if I look back here on the hour chart, I can see previous resistance that it had was 848s up here, but it also had this resistance that it's struggling with on the bottom side that was support for this, well, around the 550s, and then became a little bit of resistance. And we saw that resistance yesterday. It came up and touched that level at the 586s, and now is doing it again. So I would say it's finding a little bit of resistance at the bottom side of this little range here. Let me look back on TOS and see if I can see the same thing. So yeah, we saw. Good morning, Lori. Yeah, I had to do some reconfigurations with what I was being given by AT&T, and I am and just seeing how it holds up today. If it cuts off, hey, it's on AT&T, you know. But it's been pretty clean this morning. Definitely cleaner than the test that I ran earlier this week. Let's see. But yeah, we are watching tops to get to fall through the five, and we're watching RMED as well. Kind of going flat. It was a trader from yesterday, exploded into aftermarket, and we're gonna see what happens with that one. But these are the top three obvious stocks. But AVXL may be one that actually becomes a grinder. Let me see what kind of news was on AVXL. Anavix Life Sciences says trial of Alzheimer's disease drug candidate met primary secondary endpoints. I hope that's not all the news. Yeah, it is. Phase 2B going into 3 trial. That news is definitely not something that I would go for, especially with it not being a low float. At least give me some possibility of a range. Lori, I've been getting a lot better with the buying low and dip buying. Last month was a nice green month. I took 11 trades and 2 were red. So out of 11, I got 2 red. So, and all the other ones were bigger than the losses. I kept my losses at. I didn't let the losses get over $50, and then all of the gains were like above like 80 to $70 on those pops. So it was nice. It was nice. And then I traded the first day of December yesterday. Traded tops and for a quick scalp on. And yesterday was the first day that I was using 1,000 shares, so I burnt up quite a bit of capital. But it got 14 cents on tops and went ahead and sold that for a quick $145. But yeah, it's been going good. just just learning what not to do, man. What to stay away from. I'm okay with just taking fewer trades. You know, it used to be I take 11 trades in half a day, but now I'm like, nah, I'm good. Just give me the one. Just one good trade. Had to work on my patience. Donnell helps me with my patience. When I'm sitting there and I'm fidgeting, he's like, man, you in a good spot because I buy low. I buy really low. And he's like, man, don't get nervous yet. Don't get nervous yet. So he helps me out in the Discord when that's how we've been communicating since I've been not streaming in the Discord. And you know, I'm like, man, starting to sweat. He's like, what? You in super low, and then it takes off and it goes in my favor. So I'm like, great. But yeah, looking at my potential trades, and I have only really been messing with what pops up on the potential. Pretty much, I use the top volume mover just to see where the attention is, but I'm looking for things above $2 that can give me a range of about 10 to 30 cents. Since I have been taking bigger size, 10 cents is pretty good with me. You know, if it does rip 20 cents, great. But 10 to 15 cents I'm taking. And then my percent gainer, which has not come on yet because the market's not open, We got about 4 minutes to the open, and we're gonna watch tops kill everybody. So, murder session in progress on tops. The other thing that I have kind of changed in my trading is letting that first hour play out. You know, a lot of times I miss opportunities, especially on momentum. Like Donnell, he trades strictly momentum, like as it's going up. But I trading after that first hour, I can see the accumulation, not really the momentum, but the accumulation of big share, big, I guess big. What am I trying to say? I can see the accumulation of those large buying areas. I'm like, oh, okay, that they're buying there. Okay. Um, Especially under VWAP. Every trade that I've taken in the past month has been under VWAP. So nothing above VWAP. I just use VWAP as kind of like a mental ceiling to take half, and then if it rips through it, great. But I'm not expecting it to rip through VWAP. My expectations are lower, so I can take profit. I'm like, yeah, VWAP's here. I'm gonna sell half. I'm gonna sell half. We're gonna see what this SPY wants to do today. Kind of took a little deviation to the downside. Two minutes left to the open. I think tops will be the one that I'm kind of watching to fall out of the open. And it may fall hard. Looking at the previous daily charts, each one of the real falls after consolidation went from 392 down here to 290, so about $1 fall. And then yesterday from 481 down to the 363. So this thing, when it gets going down, it's not playing. So I'm expecting to see that this morning. Just now making it to 5 million shares traded as well. RMED has not hit that 5 million shares yet. Yeah, Donnell, I'm telling you, Tops is about to take some souls. It's, oh man, 40 seconds. Here we go. There's the open. Let's see Tops take those souls, baby. Take those souls. Let's go, Tops. Trying to see you below $5. You can do it. Now, look how this looks on the hour chart. I mean, this hour chart, it's got a clear level of resistance right at $6. I mean, I guess all the shorts will be using for a backstop is what, 635? Because if they really, they could risk 35 cents. You know, those big sellers, they don't really care. This is what I'm talking about. Look, oh my goodness. It's about to go down. And this is the first hour of the day. They're trying to hold it above VWAP, but we all know once it goes below VWAP, a lot of retail traders try to jump out of the way of it. And I don't know if any big buyers are going to jump in at this level. So if retail traders are trying to get out and we know that the limit orders from yesterday are also trying to get filled, it's a lot of incentive for it to go down. So that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. There's the 550. Go ahead and break that 550, big boy. 550 getting broke down right there. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, where did I call? Below $5 is what I called. Let's see. I'm telling you, man, when I start shorting, I'm going to rob the market. It's going to be a travesty. Because it makes too much sense. It just makes too much sense. Up. Are we going to get the $5 breakdown? Looks like it's close. Will we get this $5 breakthrough? They got hope right there at the $5, but looking over here on the daily or the hour chart on TOS, look how big that pullback is back to this $5 level. I'm thinking it's going to crack down. Now, it may bounce a little bit at 5, but I'm thinking it's going to crack that down. Down 11% since the open. AVXL was another one that I said would probably get choppy because it's a higher float. And the news on it that phase 2 going into phase 3 news for Alzheimer's, it's got a lot of competition in Alzheimer's, so it's going on down as well. RMed was going flat during pre-market. And also, let's see what the SPY is ending up doing. SPY found a little bit of a bottom right there at 400. So we'll see if it flattens out or what it wants to do. People probably trying to find a direction on the SPY, if it's going to continue to crank down or if it wants to bounce up. So everybody's looking for direction. Good morning, Drifter. They are battling to try to keep this thing above VWAP to try to trick retail traders to buy this. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for the hype. This thing's got way too much momentum to the downside on the hour chart. It's got to tighten up for even a slight retest higher. But it's almost a 10 million shares traded. So definitely, if I was shorting it, it would definitely be in the strike range. I like to see that get over 5 million and show me a direction. RMed still not to 5 million, going flat. It's not showing a direction. So 525s, it's a lot of hope between 5 and 525. We need to see those dreams crushed. And let's actually look on the daily chart out here on tops. So the daily chart here, it had a little bit of a gap up from 432 up here, and now it's fighting back into this previous resistance, fighting back down. And that $5 breakdown will be pretty much the nail in the coffin, kind of. AXVL also dying. And like I said, this one could probably get a really choppy. Doesn't have great news, very weak news on that one. See if we can spot anything obvious on the scans. Anything else other than those? Yeah, nope. Why isn't my percent gainers on? Hit that percent gain. Tops and RMed are the only thing on the percent gain right now. Nothing else over 20%. That's pretty much all this one looks for. Anything over 20%, it'll show up here. no matter what the volume. That is a lie. It needs, I think, 200,000 shares to show up there. AVXL still dying. So the top movers on today are the most. Oh, it broke down 5 on tops. Look at there. Who would have thunk it? AVXL continuing down. RMed. So what I'm thinking is people are going to see this thing break down 5 and they're going to say, well, maybe if it comes back up to 5, I'll buy. And so I'm thinking it could retrace. What is this top? Maybe 525 retracement from 5. So that's a 25-cent win. But we also have to look at the overall daily chart. Daily chart is definitely on down there. So I guess you could risk that 25 cents if you think it can make it. It's coming back above 5 now, but it's still got to tighten down. It's not done. So this is why I say, hey, wait for that first hour to close and see if it starts to tighten down around those obvious levels, the $quarter levels, $half levels, whole dollar levels. Will it tighten down or will it continue to fail? I usually try to stay away from like levels that are kind of just weird. You know, they're just not close to any of them. They're random numbers, you know. Oh, the 422 is holding. Okay. Well, I want to see it test the 425 before I make a decision. So it's back up to those 514s, and this is what I was talking about. It's a little bit of hope around that $5 there for it to pull back up, but I don't think it's going to get back above VWAP. VWAP right now is at the 534s, and it's struggling right under that 525 level that we had just called out. So you gotta trade people, not the stock. Where will the hope be? Where will the fear be? Does any of it make sense? Now there it is up there to the 5. Will it check the 525 and then come back down? Let's see. 523s right there. It got close. Will it get those 525s up there? Or will it start to kill dreams and hopes early? Barely holding a 20 now, so. $23, $24. There's a 25. It touched 25 very briefly. 29s all the way up to VWAP. And now what? On the hour chart. And now there goes the hopes and dreams getting killed there. So there's a nice short area. Of course you would take this short, right? Look at the hour chart. It's already in your favor. This is a 533 short. And let's watch it take them on back down past $5. Hopes and dreams getting killed here. Let's go. You got one job, tops. Is to not take them to the top. All right. Popped up there very briefly to the 40s. Getting above VWAP, but it's a trap because most retail traders aren't watching the hour charts. They're watching the minute and the 5 minute, and they're going to get trapped here. If you want to trade like the professionals, you get off those 1 minute, 2 minutes, because it'll get you killed, especially on something like this. And there it is, coming back through the 525s, killing some hopes. People are like, at this point, they're thinking, okay, if this thing can hold the 25, I'll hold it. I'll just hold it. It'll work out. Perfect. You believe it. You do that. And it's going to come back and it's going to crack the 25 and it's going to go all the way back down, way further than they needed to. But right now, as we see, the VWAP, which was 534, is becoming that resistance. The 25 is failing to hold. And yeah, expecting a nice little move down here in a minute. Let's get it going. It just, like I said, man, it just makes sense, man. There we go. Getting them down. Filling those limit orders from yesterday. But I'm just walking you through my thought process, you know, just to walk through to my insanity. Maybe it makes sense, maybe it doesn't. But, you know, 525s continue to get tested. So they're knocking down those orders. Whoever had orders at 525, they're just knocking them on down. Knocking them on down. And I'm pretty sure, like, I know when I first started trading, when I did put limit orders in, I would put them at 25-cent increments. So I put them at 575, 550, 525. So if something did gap up, it would just sell me there. So that makes sense. It stopped at 525 for a minute, filled all those orders, moving on down. Who's next to be filled? Moving on down. Who's next to be filled? Until it tightens down into a consolidation where buyers can start getting in. But I don't know if buyers are going to be willing to get in because it does do $1 drops. So they may wait to this drop to try to start a purchase again. 525's up there again. I don't know how many millions of 525 share or orders were out there, but it was quite a bit. Anyway, let's go out to RMED. Still not doing much. AVXL going down as well. Who will be the top volume mover? Let's jump back over to TOS scans. So NIO absolutely exploding. Exploded through the 1240s up here to the 1295s. 16 million shares, top mover on the day. Then secondary, this one doesn't have much of a range, but NIL definitely killing the game. We got Tesla sneaking up on tops in them as well. Amazon sneaking onto the top volume scanner as well. So that's what I'm saying. Attention may go elsewhere when the SPY does big drops or big gain, or it's kind of like a gap up or gap downs. So definitely looking for those to be those top movers on today. For now, tops down 12%. RMED continue to get more and more red as well. So I'll just be careful all around. Let's jump back over here and see what tops is doing. So it looks like everything got filled at the 525s. Will they move on down to the $5 to get filled now? Again, trying to hold up this 525. They're just filling orders basically. So now tops trying to hold this VWAP, trying, trapping all of those longs in there to fill those short positions. They're like, man, it's holding VWAP. Let's get in. FOMO. FOMO VWAP, man. FOMO. Okay. And even on the 15-minute, if you were just looking at the 15-minute as your largest time frame, you'd be like, okay, well, this thing held the 481s. You know, this thing has quite a ways to get down. But looking at that past history, I'm just thinking it can come down some more. 525s continue to be a struggle point right at VWAP. kind of like a 50-50 trade right here. I don't really like trading right at VWAP. There it comes on down. Coming on down there. Let's see if it can get past and hold those 510s down. Because it's struggling at that 525. AVXL looking like it wants to break down the 11s. That $11 though. That's a whole dollar level. 15 million shares traded on it. It may bounce a little bit here, but I don't know what kind of range it'll have up to the upside with that high float. I say obvious level at that $11. Got hit twice there. Has Tops filled all of the sell orders yet? Yep. Yeah, our mid definitely weak. It has you really now this one has no direction. We don't know what it's gonna do. It could break down this. It's tested this 387 the whole pre-market, 390 level, and 390 level is kind of not a obvious level to buy it. So if it breaks, it may break down to 350. So that one's definitely looking weak. Tops, yeah, coming on down. Up, broke down that 11, but I still think it can bounce here. 11 is a obvious level though. If it can hold those 11s, I'm thinking this one can get up, but like I said, the range may be smaller than expected. Right under that 11 right now. There's the 11s coming back up there. And at this point, would it be worth it for it to bounce back to VWAP? VWAP is at VWAP is at the 1150, so maybe a 50 cent on this first pivot back up. But it's got to hold those 11s up. All right, Tops going on back down to $5. So everything got filled at the 525s. And heading on down lower to the $5 now. So what orders were at the 5 is the question. Are there enough buyers at the 5 to keep this thing alive? The bottom that it tested the last time was 483, which is a weird bottom there. Low 482, not an obvious bottom. So I would say it would have to break down that 475 before it gets interesting for maybe a pop up. Have to start holding that 475 obvious level. SPY getting a push down back towards that 400. We'll see if that continues. RMed looking like it's about to break down that 390. And like I said, it's got potential to get down to that 350. So we'll see about that. Just now reaching that 5 million shares there and showing us showing us a little bit of direction there, trying to get on down. Yeah, I was always wondering, I went and had to read up on it. I was like, man, why is it that at the opens, there are these big dumps on these gap ups? Why is that? Because limit orders haven't been filled yet. They gotta get filled. And that's what scares me so much in that first hour. I'm like, man, the limit orders haven't even been filled yet. Like, there are millions of limit orders, and this is what we're seeing on tops. Those limit orders are still getting kind of what they call digested in the market. I want to see the end of digestion and the beginning of consolidation. Especially on something that was a sentimental mover that really didn't have a catalyst. If it has a catalyst, it's a lot easier for the levels, the buying levels, to move up. If it's a good catalyst or if it's a bad catalyst, it has a reason to move, a reason for all those orders to get filled quickly in those levels and move higher. But yeah, man, I've been playing it. I've been playing a safe game in the market. I promise you. I try to eliminate all exposure to major risk. So it did slip on under that 11, but it's so close. It's just holding right under that 11. So pretty sure it's gonna be the one people try to focus for a little pop up. But it's getting closer to VWAP as well. VWAP right there is the 1148. It's coming on down. So even less of a win with my strategy because I sell half at VWAP. So it will be, can it hold 11? If it starts holding 11, get in here, and that will be what, a 40 cent winner back up to VWAP. So now it's holding 11 a little bit, and the shorts are probably going to be like, oh boy, this thing ain't acting right. It needs to be getting away from 11. So they're going to get fearful, and if they start to cover, all I'm looking for is that little pop. And that's why I like for things to push away from VWAP to give me more of an incentive to buy for the retracement back to VWAP. Because right now, VWAP is in tight here. Could pop. Came up to the 11s, not really holding them on the bids or anything. But yeah, if it starts to hold at 11, that's going to be interesting. There's holding up at 11 again, obvious level. Easy to trap those shorts around an obvious whole dollar level there. Even though it's red on the day and everything, definitely can give that resurgence of fear. And the 30-minute candle is about to close around here as well, around this 11 level. RMed right under the $4 is holding. So 380 was a test. Didn't get all the way to 375, but that $4 is right under it. Will the $4 become resistance? I don't know, but I do not like the flatness of this pattern here. Even on the hour chart, it had looks like it had a gap down for some reason to 314, then a gap back up. So that's all of that is kind of fishy on RMed. There's the pop up there on AVXL, holding that 11 now, obvious level. So we should see some green come in here before it continues down. Closing up this candle in 5 minutes for the 30-minute candle. See if it can stay right at that 11. The only reason I'm not trading this is because it's not a low float, and I don't know what kind of range it's going to have back up to the upside. Armed giving a nice little test to the $4, getting up there to the VWAP, which would be that half sale. So what is it? This went from 396 up to 409. That's just not worth it to me. That's a very small little bounce up there, and then finding resistance at VWAP. So not really liking that. AVXL testing that 1075 now. Now the 1075 has to hold another 25 cents. So coming to a close of this candle. First 30 minutes about to close. Of course, I don't trade until the first hour is closed. So, you know, I would still be in observation mode here and see if this 1075 can start to hold. There's still some hopes and dreams right there at the $5 on tops. The breakdown of the 485s is looking like where it's trying to get to. Anything else popping here? Over here on the scans, we see XPEV. XPEV and NIO usually go together. XPEV up 21%, absolutely exploding and breaking the backs of anybody that was shorting it ever. That one's looking real nasty. Let's see what else is up here. So yeah, we got things that are looking a lot better than some of these that are going down. NIO, XPEV, anything else? Any other poppers? What is... Oh, you don't have no volume. VIG, VIVK. Doesn't really have the volume to compete. AEHR. DBGI. Okay, so let's just look at what we got now then. So, where is that? XPEV. XPEV absolutely killing the game. This thing had a gap down, held this $10 level for what, a day, and then exploded. I need to see if it had any news on it on XPEV. China. So Warren Buffett backed BYD, more than doubles production. So Warren Buffett has backed it supposedly. China Renaissance downgrades XPeng to hold, lowest price to 11.30. So they lowered the price, but it exploded. I don't know if Warren Buffett is behind this stock though. This doesn't look right. It says Chinese electric vehicle maker BYD Company Limited reported on Friday a strong increase in deliveries for the month. Why is Warren Buffett's name in here is what I want to know. Okay, the Warren Buffett backed EV maker sold a 116,027 units of plug-in hybrids, up from 43,000 units in the same period last year. The deliveries of BEVs and plug-ins taken together totaled 229,000, up from 90,000 in November 2021. Okay, so BYD. How is XP? Okay, here it is. Why it's important. BYD domestic peers are NIO Inc. and XP. Okay, so these are its kind of competition. Okay, so all of those EV manufacturers are going up there. Okay, that makes sense. All right. I'm using TOS for news. So if you go on TOS and click on XPEV, you'll see the same news that I'm looking at here. Let's jump back over here real quick. NIO and XPEV definitely the top movers. But still, I'm thinking that AVXL holding right here, I'm thinking it can get back over the 11s, even though XPEV is up there. But this is a higher float. I'm thinking it's going to give just maybe a taste up here to VWAP, but I'll definitely be selling half at VWAP at the 1140s. That's a 40-cent win if it gets up there. So we shall see. But, you know, tops still looking dreadful. Needs to break down that 475. SPY going on back up to the 403, so a nice $3 move off that 400 level, but still on the hour chart. Previous high was the 409, so still quite a ways away from that. AVXL gave just a little pop up there, but continues to play around with that $11. You know, another thing that I was thinking about, anybody that did make money on this yesterday or the day before, this would be a great time to get back profits if this thing did crash out. If you got in this thing and it just took your money on the way down on a dollar drop here at the beginning, because that would actually throw you off. If it's got a pattern of dropping in the afternoon, then all of a sudden it really drops in the morning, that's going to throw you off. That's going to break the pattern that it's currently had. But with these low floats, consistency is not something that they're known for. So that's why I'm thinking, hey, this thing may switch it up and actually drop in the morning this time, just because of fear. Still playing around with these 11s here on XAV XL. We have not closed the first hour though. It's got 30 minutes to show us true direction. Doesn't want to start tightening down around that 11. What's up, stunts and chumps? Going good, man. Just doing this little test stream. It has not bugged out on me yet. So it's been pretty smooth. I've been checking my levels and everything. Everything's running nicely. This may be one of those days I'm just chill because I don't really see anything that I like with the range that I like. XPEV, Tesla, all the other, it seems like all of these other ones are just killing the game today. I mean, look at these hour charts, just straight up. NIO. Where's Tesla? Tesla making its way up. Amazon trash. Going going lower. AMD going lower. Fetch. Looks like wow. Had a nice little fall from $4 to $5. And it's finding some consolidation, but it definitely isn't a quick pivot there. But yeah. Let's see, what is CYTH? No news there. Okay, nothing. Tops slowing down around this VWAP again. Again, I just don't trust those types of moves. It needs to give me something that's a little bit better than 50-50. SPY starting to come down as well. Got the 402s. Kind of got pushed down twice under this 405-ish level. Find some resistance there. Man, I might need to go to an electric vehicle, man. Everybody's ramping up on this electric vehicle, but I just have my doubts. I do like having a combustible engine that I can actually fix, control, and won't go off if it gets hit by EMP. RMed continuing down there under the $4. And so by waiting for this first hour to close, you really get to see that can it start to find some kind of resistance, or not resistance, but support in that first hour. Will it break down this 480s and go on down to the 475s here? You know, because there are a lot of fake outs and things like that during that first hour. AVXL, what did it do? Pop from the 11 up here to VWAP. That would be the half sell if this was a low float. So 11, yeah, held the 11s, popped up there to VWAP, and we'll see if it gets some downwards movement or if it wants to continue higher. But at this point, it'll be too late to buy because the buy spot was down here at 11. So it'll be a 30-cent winner right there. But just that low float, man, just puts some rocks in my my plans there. Don't like that. Tops. Lauren says that is awesome. See, all it took was Mississippi Manpower's. I like having a car that if it catches on fire, you can put it out without having to dig a trench and submerge. Oh yeah, yeah. There are a lot of toxic things in an electric vehicle. I don't know, man. I mean, I guess that and that most of your parts are more will be more expensive probably with the electric vehicle. I don't know though. What I wonder what the differences are with the parts for the electric vehicle rather than a standard combustion gas vehicle. Yep, made it up to the 1143, so it did make it to VWAP. So that'll be a 40-cent win right there. But looking at the 30 minutes and the hours, still very, very unconvincing that it's becoming bullish. And even the range here is closing down. So we can see the beginning range was 1271, drop all the way to 10. So it was a $2 drop there. And now, how small will this range be? We don't know yet. So not enough information. If it was a low float, I would automatically expect 10 to 20 cents. Like, yeah, I can get 10, 20 cents. It's $11 stock. XPEV continuing to bottle up. Oh, labor is almost triple for EV tech. Yeesh. Yeah, see that could be something that throws up. I mean, I guess the money that you save on gas goes to the technician, right? Baba coming up there as well. Baba made a huge move up. Doesn't have any news, but let's see. Yeah, no news, just moving up. So yeah, there's too much in the large caps that are gonna take attention away from these small cap movers. XPEL from the 10 up to the 2, up to the 12, almost 13. NIL, same movement from the 12 up to the 13. Tesla, small little breakout, 195. Pretty much took back all of this real estate that it lost at the beginning. Coming back into this consolidation area, I guess the question now will be, can it hold this 194.75? Top side 197. SPY getting back over the 404s. And ABL slowing down at the VWAP. So not good, not good there. Nice little 40-cent winner from 11 though. But I'm expecting big rips. Big rips. Anyway, got about 15 minutes left on the stream. Let's see. I need to take a... I don't know if I'm going to end up taking any trades today. I really don't see much that I like. I'd rather just keep hands in pockets. I'm already green on the month, so I'm good. Last month was green. This month starting green, and just keeping my risk to reward very small. Most of the time when I enter, my trades don't go red at all. They just go green. But you know, sometimes like yesterday on tops, it went red for a little bit, and then it gave me the profit. But I'm like, well, I'm willing to put a little risk behind that. But yeah, if you guys are going to continue trading today, please be careful. Know that the larger caps are on the move going into Friday. The SPY is on the move as well. Still looking like it's gaining momentum to the upside, but still under that previous resistance level. So it may be in a range right now. We'll just have to see throughout the day. I'll continue watching the markets, but I will be doing some other work to put some change in my pocket in other ways. Appreciate you guys for just tuning in, and I know I was down for like a week. Man, internet was horrible. It would come on for 5 to 10 minutes and go out for hours. So it was pretty bad. But today it's pretty smooth. I'll be able to definitely chat with people after the stream. Definitely in the Discord, I'll stay active. If you guys see anything crazy that pops out towards lunchtime or something like that, definitely drop it in the Discord. Actually, let me drop that Discord link. Yeah, AVXL coming up to VWAP. That would have been the half sale. And let's see if it ended up dropping. Yep, there it comes. Let's see if we can get back through VWAP. VWAP was at the 1137. Very awkward level there. Top still living around that $5 level. All it needs to do is break down what 10 cents, 15 cents, and it'll be going down 15% since the open. So yeah, not really seeing a whole lot that I want to play with today. Anyway, since that is the case, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to shut this thing down. Once again, if you're gonna continue trading, be careful. Keep your head on a swivel. I will be active. If you need to, talk to me directly, you can just come into the Discord and shoot me a chat or whatever. I'll see it. We can talk. But yeah, I'm gonna get to grinding on some other stuff. I did get to see one of my favorite people today, Lori Lee. Praise the Lord. But anyway, you guys have a great day. And as always, I will see you in the next one. Peace.